Good lead. 163, please. Alexander Bersanov, Belarus, first attempt.
Alexander Bersanov, Belarus, პირველი მისვლა.
European Junior Championships in Bucharest. Alexander Wenksel is next lifter.
Саша, подрыв хороший. Ногами. Держи.
Good lift. 164, please. And again Alexander Bersanov, Belarus. Now second attempt.
164 კილო ალექსანდრ ბერსანაუ, ბელორუსი, მეორე მისვლა.
Marius Danciu, Romania is next lifter.
მოემზადება მარიუს დანჩიუ.
165, please.
ცვლილება 165 კილო.
Marius Danciu, Romania. First attempt. Žygimantas Stanulis, Lithuania is next lifter.
Marius Danciu, რუმინეთი, პირველი მისვლა. მოემზადება ზიგიმანტას სტანულისი.
Marius Danciu, bronze medalist in European Under-23 Years Championships in Eilat. In third place in World University Championships, also in area. Žygimantas Stanulis, Lithuania, first attempt.
165 კილო. ზიგიმანტას სტანულისი, ლიტვა, პირველი მისვლა.
Anatoly Mushnik, Israel, is prepared.
მოემზადება ანატოლი მუშიკი.
Žygimantas Stanulis, European Junior Champion in Eilat. In second place 2 years ago in European Senior Championships. Last year in second place under 23 years in Limassol.
Starta gera nugarą, kojam sudirbam.
Good lead. 166, please.
166 კილო.
Anatoly Mushnik is the second attempt.
ანატოლი მუშიკი, ისრაელი, მეორე მისვლა.
Žygimantas Stanulis is prepared.
მოემზადება ზიგიმანტას სტანულისი.
Goodly, 167, please. And again, Anatoly Mushik, Israel, second lap now.
167 კილო ანატოლი მუშიკი ისრაელი მესამე მისვლა
Alexander Genskier, Belarus, be ready.
მოემზადება ალექსანდრ ცვლილება
168, please.
168 კილო
Alexander Genskier, Belarus, first attempt.
ალექსანდრ ვესკელი ბელორუსი პირველი მისვლა
Anatoly Mushik, Israel, be ready.
მოემზადება ანატოლი მუშიკი
Ладно, Саша. Не короти. Держи.
Goodly, 169, please.
169 კილო
And again, the semi-victor, Alexander Genskier, Belarus, now second attempt.
ალექსანდრ ვესკელი ბელორუსი მეორე მისვლა
Anatoly Mushik, Israel, is prepared.
მოემზადება ანატოლი მუშიკი ისრაელი
Genskier goes up.
ცვლილება
Just a moment. Anatoly Mushik, Israel, third attempt, 169.
169 კილო ანატოლი მუშიკი ისრაელი მესამე მისვლა
Yetak Kugayev, Russian Federation, is prepared.
ქედაკ ხუგაევი რუსეთი მოემზადება
No lift. 170, please.
170 კილო
Kugayev goes up. And now Lukasz Grela, Poland, Polska. First attempt, podejście pierwsze, 170.
ლუკაშ გრელა პოლონეთი პირველი მისვლა
Anatoly Kirikou, be ready.
მოემზადება ანატოლი კირიკუ
Grela goes up, 170. Anatoly Kirikou, Moldova, first attempt.
შეიცვალა გამოსვლელი 170 კილო ანატოლი კირიკუ მოლდოვა პირველი მისვლა
Mario Zdanciu is next leader.
მოემზადება მარიუს დანჩი
Anatoly Kirikou, bronze medalist in London Olympic Games. European champion 2 years, senior champion 2 years ago in Antalya. Also, silver medalist in World Junior Championship in Prague. 170 kilograms on the bar, Marius Danciu, Romania, second and 10.
170 კილო მარიუს დანჩიუ რუმინეთი მეორე მისვლავს.
Zigimantas Stanulis is next lifter.
მოემზადება ზიგიმანტას სტანულისი.
Concentrat! Alcime!
No lift. And now 170. Anatoly Chiriku, Moldova, second and 10. Stanulis goes up.
170 კილო ანატოლი კირიკუ მოლდოვა მეორე მისვლა. ანატოლი კირიკუ გახლავთ ლონდონის ოლიმპიური თამაშების ბრინჯაოს პრიზიორი.
Marius Danciu is prepared.
მოემზადება მარიუს დანჩიუ.
Выпрямись хорошо.
Goodly. And again 170 kilograms on the bar, Marius Danciu, Romania, second and
170 კილო მარიუს დანჩიუ რუმინეთი მესამე მისვლა.
Alexander Bersonov, Belarus is prepared.
მოემზადება ალექსანდრ ბერსანაუ ბელორუსი.
Moale! Cesto!
Goodly. 171 kgs.
171 კილო
Alexander Bersonov, Belarus, second and 10.
ალექსანდრ ბერსანაუ ბელორუსი მეორე მისვლა.
Yetak Bugayev, Russian Federation is next lifter.
მოემზადება ხედარ ხუგაევი რუსეთი.
Спину держи. Саша, ногами подрыв. Мощный подрыв, поплотней. Держим, 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 держим.
Goodly. 172 kgs.
172 კილო
Yetak Bugayev, Russian Federation, first and 10.
ხედარ ხუგაევი რუსეთი პირველი მისვლა.
Youth Olympic champion last year in Nigeria.
ხედარ ხუგაევი გახლავთ ახალგაზრდებში ოლიმპიური ჩემპიონი.
World youth champion in Tashkent and European champion youth in Klaipėda. Alexander Bersonov, be ready.
მოემზადება ალექსანდრ ბერსანაუ.
173 kilograms on the Baltics.
Masa mu zdať 13 kg.
173 Łukasz Grela, Polak, Polska, Warsztatek, pierwszy kolejny.
Łukasz Grela, Polonety, pierwszy misla.
Aleksjan Mieckiel, Belarus, Miński P.
Bojem zadyma Aleksandr Wenskel.
Łukasz Grela, World University champion last year in Chiang Mai. Fourth place in World University Championship in England.
Łukasz, normalnie wszystko. Całe stopy, grzbiet, niedługo. Trzymaj, trzymaj.
Good lead. 173 speed on the bar. Aleksandr Mieckiel, Belarus, second place.
Masa mu zdať 13 kg Aleksandr Wenskel, Белоруси, მეორე misla.
Sigimantas Stavrovskis, Lithuania, Irani.
Bojem zadyma Sigimantas Stanulisi.
Не короти, подлее. Держим, 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 держим.
Good lead. 174 keys.
Вот еще подлее, не короти. Есть
Masa mu zdať 13 kg.
Sigimantas Stavrovskis, Lithuania, second place.
Sigimantas Stanulisi, Litva, მეორე misla.
Łukasz Grela, Miński P. 7 place.
Bojem zadyma Łukasz Grela.
Веселее, Саша. Бодрее, Саня, бодрей! Держи, держи, держи! Держи, стой! Стой, стой, стой! Молодец!
Gurley, 175 kilograms piece.
175 კილო.
Aurimas Nitsbalis Lithuania, first attendant.
აურემას ნიჭბალისი ლიტვა პირველი მისვლა.
Anatoly Kirikov, Moldova, Irani. Aurimas Nitsbalis last year in third place in World Senior Championships in Almaty. Also European and World Champion, Junior Champion in Limassol and Sofia. European Champion under 23 years in Vladislav.
მოემზადება ანატოლი კირიკუ.
Make it!
Gurley,
Постоянно нахуй!
175 kilograms.
Да ну нахуй, понимаешь?
175 კილო.
Anatoly Kirikov, Moldova, third attendant.
ანატოლი კირიკუ მოლდოვა მესამე მისვლა.
Aurimas Nitsbalis, Irani.
მოემზადება აურემას ცვლილება მოემზადება ხედაკ ხუგაევი.
Ketak Rugayev is next victor.
Вытягивай высоту только вверх.
Lauri, 176 please.
176 კილო.
Ketak Rugayev, Russian Federation, second attendant.
ხედაკ ხუგაევი რუსეთი მეორე მისვლა.
Alexander Yevskel, Belarus, Ivan.
მოემზადება ალექსანდრ ვენსკელი.
Концовка, Федор, концовка. Грудь держи.
Gurley. And again, the same way. Please.
177 კილო.
At the same event, Alexander Yevskel, Belarus, third attendant.
ალექსანდრ ვენსკელი ბელორუსი მესამე მისვლა.
Ivan Kostanolis, Lithuania, Irani.
Не городи, дай высоты. Спину держи. Дай высоты, Саня. Позлее. И держи, 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 держи. Start again. Несколько бег.
Wow, this is a classic category. We're seeing some really good lifting in the men's at 94 kilos here in Tbilisi, in Georgia. And the next man onto the stage, Stanulis, who really struggled early doors. Oh dear, and I'm afraid he's messed up there. Well, all the shouting that we've seen from Stanulis up until now, in the end, hasn't managed to G him up to a 177 lift. We've seen a fantastic series from Venskel, and he leads at the moment. He's gone 168, 173, 177, but we've still got the likes of Dizbalis and Kugaev who could challenge. The men's 94 kilo category here in Tbilisi in Georgia is looking really good. We've seen some great lifting, and we've still got a number of names in the frame for medals. This man, Lukasz Grela. Good start from him with his opener, 178 for his second lift, and he's there. Brilliant stuff. Well, it was the Zielinski brothers last time around in the European Championships, but Grela doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, Grela there, that's guaranteed him a medal on the snatch. There's only 3 lifters left in the competition, and that's guaranteed him a podium position. Just look at the replay. Lets it drift forwards onto his toes slightly, but manages to stand 1 step forwards. And he's got that one in the bag. 2 out of 2, 1 attempt remaining. Bit short on the extension, nice into the receiving position. That's a good lift.
Simon Golding and our Eurosport weightlifting expert Michaela Breeze with you for this one. Michaela, this is a cracking start to this competition.
Well, yes, we've been watching eagerly, and this guy here, Kugaev of Russia, 17 years of age. He is just phenomenal. The only international experience he has under his belt is in the youth age groups. That's under 17 in weightlifting. He was the Olympic Games champion at under 17 level last year. He's been the world youth champion in 2013, and this is his first outing in any age group above that. He hasn't even done a junior international. Straight onto the European senior stage and straight into the medals.
And this for a massive improvement on his snatch PB.
Absolutely.
164 to 180 if he makes this. Kugaev's third lift in the snatch.
Doesn't he look so good? So
that's
strong.
Impressive. That is impressive. And he's not a demonstrative young man, keeping his cards close to his chest, and that's about as happy as we've seen him. And I think he's come here to do some serious business. He moves into the lead.
Yes, he does. Just give you an idea in terms of stats. He had a 164 personal best in the youth ranks last year. This is now 180. I know at this age you'd expect to see rapid improvements. The body's filling out and developing, but these are monumental steps in the right direction. 180. I want to say how much further can he go, but I know when I was a youth lifter, I'm probably lifting in my senior years twice what I was as a youth. I can't imagine he's going to be able to do that, but seriously well developed for a 17-year-old.
So Kugaev leads for Russia in the snatch phase of this competition in the men's 94 kilo division. That leaves Lukasz Grela with 1 lift at 181. No, not to be. So Grela goes out at 178, his second round lift. And for the moment, that will keep him in silver medal position. Kugaev remains in gold, and there's only one man that can take that away from him. Artemas Dizbalis, who's looked pretty good with his first lift at 175. He's going to hike it up, though. What will he go to here, 181?
Well, he's got a huge clean and jerk, we know that. But in terms of playing for the medals, he's kind of said, not interested in the rest of the competition. I'm going to stick to my game plan. I'm going to do my own thing. At the moment, he's outside of the medals with a 1.75. He finds himself in 4th position. He doesn't need a 1.82 to move him up. He only needed 1.81. But he's gone for 1.82. He's sticking to his game plan. And his first attempt was more than convincing. So, let's see.
Points once again to his left elbow to remind the judges that it doesn't quite lock out properly. Significantly heavier than Kugaev, hence this increased weight. He's got to hold it. Well, that's a huge effort at the end of that lift to get that in place, and Didzbalis threatened to deliver at the start of this competition, and he's come good in round 2.
Yeah, just an eager look at the scoreboard just to double check that the referees have given it to him. That was not as convincing as the first attempt, but nonetheless very solid, very fast and exceptionally powerful. Couple of steps forward, battling all the way.
So that's the gold medal for Didzbalis. There's not much in it for him if he comes out for a 3rd lift, is there?
Well, you've got to question how much further he can go. I mean, there's a couple of athletes that are down to start on 2.10 on the clean and jerk. Didzbalis and Keriku, they're both down to start on some decent weights, but that said, he's now got a 12 kilo advantage over Keriku after the snatch. I would expect him to come out for a 3rd attempt because he'd obviously want to put as much distance as possible between him and the rest of the field.
Wow, well, it's showing as 1.89. We'll wait to confirm that on the graphic if that's the case, a 7 kilo advance. And when you think about what we just saw from him on that last lift, well, it surely will be a little bit too far. Kugaev, what a star. First outing on the senior level. And he's got himself a silver medal in the snatch competition. And looking at the records, world and European record that stood since 1999, set in Athens by Akakios Kakashvilis of Greece. That stands at 1.88, and that's why we're seeing 1.89 here, if he's serious about it.
Well, he's serious about it. He wants this. This record has stood for a long time, and
wow.
Kakashvilis is actually in the auditorium. Georgian born. He's represented Greece, 3-time Olympic medalist over the years, and he's here watching and supporting. So this is a huge attempt at the European senior record. What do you reckon? Has he got enough in the tank?
Well, it is one of those records that has stood for a long time, and it is almost mythical at 1.88. If he goes 1.89, that will be a world and European record for Didzbalis in the 94 kilo snatch. Well, we haven't had many attempts at Worlds, let alone anything else this week, so this is big news. But because of the nature of the record, this could send a few shockwaves out. So Didzbalis for a world and European record at 1.89. No! Can't get it! And Kakashvilis remains the man at the top of the tree in terms of the records, but Didzbalis is at the top of the tree at the end of that snatch competition. He wasn't far away.
Wow, so close. As with the previous attempt, he was digging in with his toes, right on his toes in the bottom position. What a shame. Has the strength, just needed another attempt. Well, I'm sure we're going to see him come back maybe next year and have another attempt at that. Maybe at the World Championships we may see that record fall, but he's obviously in that kind of shape, so what a fantastic effort.
Good start then for Didzbalis in this competition. 1.82, good enough to give him the gold in the snatch. Ketag Kugaev, welcome to the senior ranks, silver medal for him, and Lukasz Grela stepping out of the Zielinski shadows to claim bronze. More action to come after the break. Welcome back to Tbilisi, Georgia, and the 2015 European Weightlifting Championships. Second half of the competition about to get underway, and the various challengers going through their warm-up routine backstage. And as Ricardo Breeze will have pointed out on several occasions during the course of our coverage this week, you can tell just how far down the line they are with preparation in terms of what weights they have on the bar backstage. And they'll go through quite a few lifts before they actually come up to make their competition lifts. That's how it stands then after the snatch competition. Dids Balis taking that gold medal for Lithuania ahead of Kugaev of Russia and the Polish lifter Grela took the bronze medal. Fabulous bronze actually for Grela. Let's not forget that. That's a really good performance from him. Zielinski brothers picking up gold and silver last year for Poland, and he's in the mix. So big weights to be shifted then with this clean and jerk section. Marius Danciu of Romania will get things underway at 190 kilos. World record incidentally stands with Ilya Ilyin of Kazakhstan at 233, so that puts it all in context. There's a bit of a way to go, and Simon Kolecki down at 232 for the European record.
Simon Kolecki, I remember seeing him as a junior lifting very close to that weight. Phenomenal junior, I believe he's now the president of the Polish Weightlifting Federation. You can see Danciu here really struggling with the jerk phase, just dropped his chest as he dipped. A little soft, he looks tired, he looks like he's empty in terms of energy. And that might well be the case. These athletes would usually train probably around 96, 97, 98 kilos, even up to 100 kilos in body weight, and then drop down to 94 for the competition. Usually these athletes would only visit 94 a couple of times during the year, and that weight loss can take it out of you.
Saw a shot there of the Israeli athlete Anatoly Mushik sitting in that preparation area. Obviously been asked to come back, well, virtually out of retirement, 33 years of age now, come back and do a job for Israel at this championships. And he's done that pretty well. 166 the snatch, missed 169. And I think we're seeing a little bit of that cat and mouse backstage now.
I think Danciu is probably struggling a little here with the recovery. So what does he do? Does he put his weights up a fraction to give himself more time? Looking at his first attempt, I didn't think it was overly convincing, so I think it's dangerous territory to increase it much further. Let's get a lift on the board and then go from there.
Marius Danciu then. Second go at 190. That 2-minute break flies by when you're tired and you're under pressure. But needs this. No, it's not happening. I'm afraid it's not happening for him.
He's having trouble with back strength here. On the first attempt, he dropped his chest as he dipped. That's back strength required to maintain that straight position. And we look in the second attempt here as he cleans it, drops his chest at the bottom, doesn't have the strength in his back to sit straight. One attempt remaining, and he looks a beaten athlete right now.
Yeah, that's not a good reaction after that one. Shoulders slumped and just wandered away from the platform. He won't follow himself if Mushik comes in here, or Danciu has the option to just up it a weight and buy himself a bit of time, which he may do.
It surprises me that he's walked all the way back into the warm-up room. Athletes like to just get off the platform and sit down rather than have to walk around and waste further energy.
There's the youngster, Kugaev.
130 kilos loaded on the bar for him in terms of a warm-up attempt.
He's walked all the way back again as Danciu. And at this stage in the competition, that is some valuable energy.
You can see how heavily he's breathing still. It's 2 failed attempts, following himself, not much time to recover. He's under a lot of pressure here, needs to execute, needs to come out a lot more aggressive.
Well, went to 191, but Mushik wasn't playing ball with him. He upped it to 192, so he does follow himself for a third time.
That's better.
No, not there. Single kilo increase to try and get a bit of breathing space, but it wasn't enough in the end. in terms of time, and it was too much in terms of weight on the bar. So Marius Danciu doesn't record a weight in the clean and jerk competition.
Alexander Sanov, Belarus, is next lifter.
He was a lot better. Just didn't have the legs to drive to arm's length today. What a shame.
Well, in the men's competitions, in particular at this European Championships, we've seen some very messy clean and jerk phases. And this one hasn't started encouragingly. Marius Danciu of Romania is out. 2 failures at 190, 1 at 191. And that brings Anatoly Mushik to the stage, the Israeli athlete, coming in at 192 after his 166 snatch.
Really aggressive off the floor. And again, good aggression to arm's length. Gave that everything he had.
There's experience for you from the 33-year-old. Very well done for 192. Little smile as he leaves the stage, but I have to say, made it look very heavy. Now, if nobody else wants to join in here, Mushik may end up following himself out. So the initial posting was 193. I think they've gone 195.
They'll go at least 195. That'll bring in hopefully 2 other athletes. Bensinau, Stanolis, Igmantas Stanolis. Here we are. He's getting ready.
Stanolis did not look happy backstage when the camera was on him a little while ago during his warm-up lift. He threw the bar down and walked away from it.
Well, the way he responded looked to me maybe a possible shoulder injury. He wasn't carrying himself that nicely, having dropped the lift in warm-up. Let's hope he's okay.
Now, Bersenau, very careful progression in the snatch competition. 163, 171, 174. 3 clean lifts. Comes in here at 195.
A bit soft on the landing, landed on his toes, hence the stagger forwards. Good overhead.
Wow, that's a really strong recovery.
Second time today I've seen it, and both have been from Belarusian athletes. The jerk position, the thumb, instead of being around the bar and taking hold of the bar, normally they're actually wrapping their thumbs around the bar. All that takes is the smallest tweak of the wrist and that bar's going to come straight down. He's also carrying a lot of strapping on his right hand. The rules stipulate that you're not allowed to link the hand and the wrist in terms of strapping. His clearly looks like it is.
Yeah, just tucked in under the pink wrist guards. So judges may take a closer look at that. Sigimantis Stanolis, just like Didspalis, his compatriot, in their green lifting suits. They've been entertaining today. A couple of characters here we've got. Very, very aggressive through his first 2 snatch lifts, and then quite a comical fall on his third at 189. Not at 189, sorry, at where is he? Stanolis, 177.
Very fiery character. Gives it everything, every single lift. He's an athlete that really needs to be pumped up. He's not happy. He's definitely carrying an injury of some kind. But he's manning up, pushing through. After these kind of competitions, these athletes will go back to the drawing board. They will give they should give their bodies a chance to recover. Even if it's a couple of weeks, it won't be a couple of weeks off training, but it'll be a couple of weeks of seriously reduced intensity and volume. Just give the body a chance to settle down and any niggles to go away. Might even be his knees hopping around.
Yeah, tricky one to spot that, but there's clearly some discomfort there. So Stanolis successful at 195, along with Bersenau. Mushik at 192 still hasn't come back in. He's still keeping things fairly close to his chest. 198, I guess, is a reasonable bet. Just depends what Stanolis decides to go for next up. There's Dispalis. He's loving it today. Winner of the snatch competition and looking very confident. So Mushik coming out. We might see him against Stanolis in a bit of a head-to-head. I think Bersonar now will ramp it straight up after that first lift at 195. Interesting situation for this man to be asked to come back to international competition at such a late stage. And while some of his lifts haven't looked that comfortable, he's certainly used his experience and done a very good job today. How will he fare at this weight? Mushik then 198 for his second lift in the clean and jerk. No.
Oh. If you saw the position that his back foot was in when he landed, that's enough to give you an injury. It was a good attempt, but needs to go for that lift again. He's probably going to be following himself by the looks of all the other athletes who've gone 200 or above. Just watch his back foot when he lands. Sticking out to the side, nearly buckled on the ankle.
So Mushik doesn't make his second attempt at 198. So we see him come back out again. The Israeli coach in the colourful trout pants, trousers. I'm not very fashion conscious, I'm afraid. I couldn't tell you what they're called officially.
The officials, the coaches, trackies. The lifters.
Well, they're
to.
colourful. They're colourful anyway. No, the Israeli coach is having a good look at what's going on with the other coaches before they make the decision for Mushik about what his next weight is going to be or whether he sticks at 198. It's all to do with if anybody else is going to come and join him, and if they do, then it's okay. But I think he's going to have to go through the kilos here. So Venskal ups it to 200. Impressed with him in the snatch competition. Looked good, didn't he?
Yeah, looked very sharp. Very good technically. Very explosive, dynamic. Some of these guys now starting to get a bit taller than the lifters we've seen in the previous categories. And it's good to see so many of them in really, really athletic condition. They look like athletes. Rewind 10, 15 years and a lot of the lifters in this kind of category would be carrying a bit of excess weight, but these athletes now recognise the importance of trimming down and competing in the category, the lightest category they possibly can.
So the number 2 Belarus lifter in this competition, good junior record, Venskal. Excellent leg strength. Now let's see what he's like above his head.
Well, that's allowed. It was just an adjustment off the windpipe. He looks like he's struggling though. Oxygen to the brain is an issue. Recovered well.
Blimey, that's really good work from Venskal. Well, he knows his stuff at the moment. He knows how he's feeling physically, and he's responded well.
Well, that was all. You can just see really struggling. Just after the clean, you can see how much effort he puts into the clean. And watch where this bar sits. It's right on his windpipe, and that's going to make it very hard to breathe, very hard to get the oxygen in. Did very well to clear the dizziness and execute the jerk.
Mushik then, after an unsuccessful attempt at 198, he's had his hand forced a bit here to buy himself some rest time. The 33-year-old has had to go up to 200 kilos, which has been successfully made by Alexander Venskal of Belarus, who lifted it on fumes, to be honest. He was right on the back edge, but he got it done. Now Mushik, this will give him a combined total that I think would still make it difficult for him to really get into that top 3 and remain there. There's all the tricks to get the job done, but this looks very, very heavy. Last lift then for Mushik in this competition. No, same problem with the leg out the back there, just couldn't get any stability and bows out quite literally of the competition, but entertaining to watch him back in action. 8th place at the 2004 Olympic Games back in Athens.
There's a lifter of some calibre. Has to work super hard to stand with this weight. Has done 217 kilos. Just not able to drive the bar high enough. He split nice and wide, dropped nice and low, but just didn't give it enough drive up.
Now, bronze medal for Łukasz Grela in the snatch, but maybe not up there with the big guys in the clean and jerk. We're just looking at some of the numbers that Dizbalis and Kirikou are at the moment are posting. We're going to wait till around about 210 for them to come in. But Grela's clearly in good nick. It'll do.
It'll do. It's not the most convincing of attempts that I've seen. Just a little bit wobbly. Maybe that's because he's nervous coming in. First real opportunity on this kind of stage. As you said before, only the 3rd ranked Polish lifter behind the Zielinski brothers. So it's nice for him to be given an opportunity to compete at the European Seniors. Big drive. Little wobbly in the shoulders. Needs to stand still. And, people say, you know, about the whole triple extension and getting right up onto your toes. Look at his calves. They're non-existent. And that's fairly standard for a weightlifter. Weightlifters do not need calves. The way you go up onto your toes through the lift, that's not because the calves are actively engaging, that's the momentum that's taking you up there.
Both Lithuanian athletes have development across the board, incredibly muscular, the pair of them. This is Stanulis. We're still waiting to see his compatriot Dizbalis, who took the gold in the snatch. Looks like he's going to come in at 210 along with Kirikou if things stay as they are, but I think we've got a fair amount of playing around before we get to that point, and that we should have an intriguing finish to this competition.
We questioned the increase between first and second attempt that Stanulis made in the snatch. 9 kilos. He's done the same now on the clean and jerk. This is a big increase. Still 4 kilos below his best if successful.
Yeah, interesting that it's back-to-back 9 kilos. Gets through that phase with his usual scream. No, too much out the back door.
Very soft overhead. Just trying to use the arm, and you can just see how muscular he is, how big he is in the shoulders and the arms. You compare that to some of the athletes that we're about to see in a minute, completely different in terms of stature. You don't need this musculature around the upper body. This, in my view, is wasted muscle. This muscle should be in the legs, in the glutes, to help you stand up from that strong position. Even the jerk, the effort should come from the legs and glutes, not the upper body. And he's just trying to push it, hence why he can't get it to arm's length.
That helps Grela. He remains in top spot at the moment ahead of Venskel, with Bassano in 3rd. And now the real competition starts. This is when we're going to see some interesting decisions. Who comes in next? How many join him? And when do the big names join the competition in general?
Bar's being loaded to 205.
So that's the next decision. Jaroslav Vitter, incidentally, 200 in that B division. So at the moment, technically still in the mix.
So Stanulis is putting his 3rd attempt up by just a kilo. It will bring in a couple of other athletes and buy him some time to enable him to recover. But Stanulis walked off after that previous attempt, really holding his knee, obviously carrying an injury.
Now, Bassano's tried to keep things pretty cool. Number 1 Belarus lifter ahead of Venskel, and has moved fairly comfortably through the gears. Clean so far, gone from 195 to 205 though, so that 10 kilo increase could prove interesting. Has a good clean and jerk record though. Oh no, that was such tidy lifting to that point, and then the right arm buckling.
The clean was super strong.
More drama.
Just watch how easily he stood with this weight, no problem at all. And on the jerk, just leaves the hips slightly behind the bar. Needs to split his feet wider, further forwards, further back, drop his body a little lower, and he should nail that. One attempt remaining.
Sigimantis Stanolis then next out. A huge shout of exasperation. I mean, he expended a lot of energy being angry at the last miss, and he's off again. He wants the crowd on side. He's a real showman, but this is how he lifts. He has to lift in this frame of mind. Was close last time, but he's clearly carrying a niggle, and that's just holding him back here. So Stanolis, single kilo increase from 204 to 205, and he's in trouble.
Just the adjustment off the windpipe.
Oh, that's unlucky. That's unlucky. So Stanolis exits, and he's distraught.
Just a little tap on the weights to say, I'll have you next time. That's a shame. You can see how desperately disappointed he is. Had the potential to put himself close to the medals. Just didn't quite execute today, but gave it everything. He can't say he had much left to give.
Well, we get our different body types up on the stage, but we also get the different mentalities as well, the different characters. And this man's personality, very much one of emotion. And we've seen a bit of everything from Stanolis today. But in the end, not enough in terms of the actual weights lifted. So, Bersonat, his second attempt at 205. It's the right side that gave out on the last attempt. Just that little check on the clock that the athletes can see.
No. On his toes.
Oh dear, well, that's a shame when you consider how easily he made the clean phase last time out.
Well, that lift was lost before the bar even got to his knees. As soon as he came off the floor, he was onto his toes. So hard to correct from that position. Just on his toes way too early. If you don't land in the right position, you're not going to be able to get up.
So Bersonat has to settle for 195, which keeps him in the hunt at the moment. Third on the overall standings, but we've still got a lot of names to come in. Tisbalis, Kugev and Kirikou. But this is the man that has impressed us, and I say man, he's only just a man. 17 years of age. Phenomenal in the snatch part of the competition to take that silver, and comes in here at 207.
Oof, lightning quick.
Oh, it's so fast.
Oh, no. Oh, goodness me, he needs to stand.
Well, momentary lapse there, and he nearly blew it.
Very nearly blew it. To be honest, I'm not sure how he held it. I think the red light, one of the referees may have thought his elbow came out of lock. I thought it was okay. Let's put this in perspective though. 196 coming into this competition, 207 starting weight. Very quick on the clean, super strong to stand. Just watch the elbows. That's fine. The cover's okay. Legs almost buckled underneath him. No movement in the elbows. I think one of the referees needs their eyes testing. That looked fine to me.
Now then, in terms of PBs, we've got Kirikou at 226, and we've got Tisbalis at 220. Both of those yet to come into the competition. From Venskel's point of view, Just needs to hold this together. It's on a personal level, it's been a really good competition for him so far. Solid lifting all the way, but goes to 2:07. Kugaev takes over in the lead. Grella is still in second place. This will give Venskel a share of that lead.
Hit him hard at the bottom of the clean. Found the legs to stand. He's got the legs to drive. It's a brilliant attempt. 2:07, 2 out of 2.
This is good work from Venskel. Unfortunately for him, heaviest man in the competition, so body weight problems if he's on a level weight with fellow competitors. But on a personal level, he's got it all right today.
He had a personal best on the snatch. 2:14 is his best on the clean and jerk. Let's see how close he can get to this kind of weight. Maybe 2:10, third attempt.
Lukasz Grella gone about his work very tidily today. Bronze medal in the snatch and still in this clean and jerk competition. 2:07. The bar goes up 5 kilos from his opening lift.
Oh, he's got it. Needs to stand still.
Stand. Oh, the crowd. A real groan there as he went towards the back of the platform.
Once that bar starts to move and your body starts to move with it underneath, it is so hard to stop the momentum of the bar. Usually the bar just speeds up, and he did tremendously well to remain completely focused. But that's taken a significant amount of effort. Had to work hard all the way through just to stand.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? That's the kicker. This is virtually another lift to follow on from this lift in terms of energy expended. Look at that.
Great effort.
That hurt. That was tough. Good stuff, though. Fighting effort from Grella as they all wander back to the computer screen to see who's where and who's posting what weight as the next round. So Venskel with 1 left, Grella with 1 left, and Kugaev with 2, and Kirikou and Disbales still to come in. So still 3 rounds of lifting from those 2. And nobody's going to help Venskel out here, so he comes back out at 2:09. And Grella may have to take a bit of a risk here as well if he wants to try and buy a bit of extra rest.
Well, the Europeans last year was one with a 210 clean and jerk. It was Adrian Zielinski. We're already up to 2:09, and we've still got 2 lifters that haven't yet come into the competition, so fair to say the standard this year is a little higher than it was just 1 year ago.
Yeah, it's been a good competition, this one. Some great battles happening out there. Venskel hit hard in that receive position, but he's recovered. Oh, this is great stuff. Stand still and you got it. There you go. Great work. 6 lifts across the board from Venskel. Started off at 168 in the snatch and has gone all the way to 2:09 in the clean and jerk.
Well,
very good day.
A really good call on weight. Only 2 kilos up from his second attempt, but question whether or not if there was another kilo on the bar he had been successful. That was a cracking effort. Gave it absolutely everything.
Good work. Good emotion at the end of that one. See the coach in the background living through every single lift. I bet those coaches lift some serious weights in their mind at every competition.
It's so frustrating as a coach. You just want to go on the platform and do it for your lifters. It's so frustrating when you don't have any control.
Yes, the next phase of the career for many lifters and for many sports people in general. Grella then, with his closer. He too moving to 2:09. This will give him an advantage over Venskel, who's the heaviest man in the competition, but that was hard work.
God, his body quivering underneath the bar.
Now, can he get it stable? No. Can't get it above his head, can't get it stable, and goes a little bit dizzy at the end of that one. There's a lot of effort expended on the second round lift, and it's cost him here.
That's a shame. That would have put him in contention for an overall medal. So close between 4 of these athletes still at the moment. We're down to three lifters remaining in the competition. Kugayev, the 17-year-old Russian, Didzbalis, and Kirikou yet to join the party.
Yeah, they were talking about 210, which is certainly within their bounds. What a shame for Grella, and he's lucky there. He's just got rid of the weight in time. So Didzbalis comes in. We'll see if Kirikou does actually join him here, and the advantage Kirikou has with going after Didzbalis here is he can have a look at what this man does. And, well, interesting, pointing to both elbows on this occasion, Didzbalis. So just reminding the judges that he can't get that full lock, that full extension. Quick again, just like Kugayev, very quick under the bar, but made it a little heavier as he went up. It's good work. It's good work. That's really confident, competent lifting from Didzbalis, and he's enjoying his day here in Tbilisi.
Well, he really is a character, bringing it to the platform. I'm not sure why he's had a... That's a bit harsh. He's already pointed out to the referees that his elbows are not great. Because his elbows don't lock out nice and straight, it's going to be slightly soft overhead, but as long as there's no visible movement in the elbows, that is absolutely fine. Disagree completely with the centre referee on that one. Thought that was a very good lift.
Well, this man, Anatoly Kirikou of Moldova, is coming in at 210 to join Didzbalis, the new leader. Didzbalis takes over from Kugayev, who has 2 lifts left. So it's Didzbalis, Kugayev, Kirikou for gold in the clean and jerk. But Didzbalis at the moment controlling this from the front in the overall. Very comfortable through that first phase. My goodness. He's made that look super easy.
Well, yes, he has. Kirikou has a minor issue. He has a really dodgy right arm. So that's going to take a tremendous amount of strength just to hold that kind of weight overhead long enough for the referees to give him the down signal. Look at the speed at which he stands with this kind of weight. It's phenomenal leg strength. Big drive to arm's length. I wouldn't say that was oscillation. I'd say he didn't give the bar an opportunity to come to rest. That's different to oscillating it.
Yes, good point to make. So that bar was still flexing as it went across his chest, but he was so quick into the next movement that it hadn't got time to still. Whereas some athletes have been using
deliberate oscillation is not allowed.
Move,
you know, as long as your body comes to rest and there's no deliberate oscillation, you're okay.
What a competition this is. Kugayev steps down from what was an intended 215 progression back to 212, having seen that last lift. And Kugayev is the lightest man in the competition as well. I wonder if that'll play out in his favour in this clean and jerk. Again, so fast through the movements. It's snappy. That's so snappy.
This guy is full of fast twitch muscle fibres.
Absolutely, yeah. I think he does deserve the applause.
He's not happy with something. I think he was questioning why he heard the buzzer. I think he may have heard the 30-second buzzer. We don't hear the noise on the replay. And in terms of technical lifting, absolutely superb.
17 years of age and bossing the show.
I think he heard a buzzer before he was given the down signal. I think that was the clock. Nobody had stopped the clock.
That's how it stands then on the totals, the overall standings. Kugayev leads on 392 courtesy of body weight, equal with Didzbalis. And then Venskell at the moment in third. Kirikou, because of that poor snatch competition for him, at the moment is out of the overall medals. Kirikou still in business in the 94 kilo category, but he's going to have to lift something pretty impressive in this clean and jerk phase if he wants to get himself into the medals. We're just checking on body weights and numbers, and at 216 is going to be his next attempt, we think. And if he's successful there, that will move him into contention.
This is the first time he's come onto the platform looking really eager and ready to go. This lift actually means something now. Something shiny around your neck.
Well, little reminder to the judges that he has a problem with that lockout on the right elbow, which was very pronounced on the last lift. You will notice it. As long as it's not moving, it'll be okay.
Is it there? He needs to stand still, wait for the down signal. Oh, now we've got the bar speeding up. Put it down.
Yeah, that was too much. He really wanted that desperately, but he's hung on a little bit too long there, and that might have cost him.
Yeah, well, that's a prime example of what I was referring to earlier. When the bar starts to move, it's very hard to stop it, and that bar was just accelerating. He was helicoptering around. He can do that, but he needs to bring himself to a resting position and show that he's under control. Why did this happen? Partly because one arm is not as locked as the other, slightly shorter. You just see the bar speeding up, and he really needs to put it down before he causes himself an injury. He still has one attempt remaining, one attempt to get himself onto the podium, but he's now going to be following himself, and you can just imagine how much that would have taken out of him. 2 minutes to recover.
That's tough. And if that had been the last lift of the competition for a medal, then you'd have said, yeah, of course you've got to stay there. You've got to stay with it and see if you can stabilise the bar. But I don't think he was thinking all that clearly there.
Well, he won't go any heavier. This is the weight he needs for the podium. There's no point in going to anything bigger. This is the absolute weight he needs.
Ventskal, his competition is done. He's just waiting in the back room there at 3.86 in the bronze medal position at the moment.
Yeah, he'll be waiting eagerly and watching and hoping that Kirikou is unable to make this third attempt. It's a horrible position to be in, having finished your competition and you just have to sit and wait.
Yeah, Ventskal out of the clean and jerk medals, but in the overall medals courtesy of that fantastic series of 6 lifts. But there's Kugaev pacing around. I mean, he's looked so good. The speed of his lifting is what has been most impressive. He snapped into position, and it's all money in the bank. You get through that first phase and get it stabilised, gives you more chance on the jerk phase of the lift if you can keep the clean nice and tidy. Kirikou out again for 2.16. The Moldovan athlete with just a 2-minute breather, and after the big spin around on the second lift, he's under pressure here. He's off again, I'm afraid, and this time goes down, and that's a bit of a mess from Kirikou. He wasn't great in the snatch for 170, and after an impressive start at 2.10, he couldn't follow it at 2.16. And Kirikou, one of our favourites for gold here, I'm afraid can't repeat his brilliance of his 2012 season when he took that Olympic Games bronze medal and claimed the European title. So one of the greats defeated. 26 years of age now. And I think, well, unless he gets himself back in shape, that'll be pretty much the end of it for him. Aurimas Didzbalis then, head-to-head with the Russian Ketar Kugaev. So Lithuania versus Russia for gold in the clean and jerk competition. But Kugaev is still in with a shot here at beating Didzbalis to the overall title. They're both on 3.92. 2.17 for Didzbalis with his second lift.
Superb lifting.
It's big. That's a great effort. Didzbalis takes over. Oh, and we get the backflip as well, and he's still got a lift left to go. Well, they are real showmen, the two Lithuanian athletes. And they're putting on a show today, but they're expending a lot of energy, and the job's not done yet.
Well, it's not done. But Kugaev has his work cut out. He's going to give it a go. I'm just looking at the scoreboard at the moment. Kugaev has gone for a 2.22. No, he's brought it down to 2.18. No, 2.19. Okay, so Kugaev has gone 2.19 based on Didzbalis' 2.17. This weight will take him into the lead by virtue of lighter body weight. He was 2 kilos behind after the snatch. Didzbalis will have one reply.
But this is Kugaev's chance to force the issue. If he goes 2.19, Didzbalis has to go 220 for the clean and jerk and overall medal. So 399 is Didzbalis' overall total at the moment. Kugaev, a little look across at the clock. I think he's a little bit nervy about the buzzers now. He's got to get that out of his head. Still snappy, but a little more laboured through that clean phase, but the jerk is quite brilliant.
Absolutely phenomenal for a youth lifter. I'm just trying to find out what the youth world records are. We know what the junior world records are. They belong to Simon Kelechi. Just phenomenal.
Brilliant lifting from Ketar Kugaev, 219. We'll do the calculations for you in a moment just to confirm exactly where we stand, but it's the second medal of the day for him, and it could be a third.
Well, that puts him into the lead. He's sat in gold medal position right now in his first ever senior international. Didzbalis, well, he celebrated after his previous attempt, but he needs this lift. He doesn't need the 121 that he's posted. He needs 221. He needs 219 and no more.
Yeah.
220 would give him the gold on the clean and jerk as well. What is he going to come out at?
Big decision, big move. And was it a backflip too early for Didzbalis? Well, he's going for broke. So, the Lithuanian, 221. Both men at the moment on 399 in the overall standings as their combined total, which means Kugaev is in gold medal position, as Michaela said, on body weight. He's the lighter man.
I'm not sure why we have 221 on the bar. He only needs 220.
So Didzbalis for gold.
Oh, that's tougher. Needs this.
Oh, he's got to get up. Can he stabilise it? Oh, that's a phenomenal effort from him. Well, we've seen some truly magnificent lifting in this 94 kilo category. And the gold medal is decided on probably the best of the day.
Well, that was a tremendous effort. Any other athlete would have buckled underneath that weight, but he kept pushing, kept fighting right to the end, and it paid off.
Lithuania have a gold medal. Tremendous stuff from Didzbalis, an entertaining character up there on the platform, but he saved his best till last.
Well, look how wide he had to split, and that's a great example of splitting underneath the bar. Fighting all the way, body looks like it's about to buckle.
He's still got enough in the tank for a backflip.
That's what you call a jerk.
Stanolis in the background enjoying that one as well. Roaring his teammate on to European glory. Backflips were a fairly regular component of weightlifting for a while. We haven't seen one for a little bit. That's a tough lift, and especially with that failure to lock out that he has on the left side of his body. He's done well to stop the weight moving there, and he's done very well to claim that gold medal. A little bit emotional at the end, but both these Lithuanian lifters are. I think he's going to party tonight. That was a cracking effort. Didzbalis then claims the clean and jerk gold medal to go with the snatch gold medal, and it means that he takes the overall gold as well, confining Ketar Kugaev to a really superb silver. The youth lifter coming into his first senior competition, and makes it look pretty straightforward. He'll be wondering what all the fuss was about.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing where he's going to be at in just 1, 2, 3 years' time. He's got a tremendous future ahead of him.
So Kugaev looking a little disappointed at the moment. I think he thought he might have got that after his 219 lift, and I think he had every right to feel that he probably was in with a shout, but my goodness me, Didzbalis showed some serious character there, and that is a very, very good final total. 4:03 for Didzbalis to take gold. Kugaev takes silver, and Venskel, excellent effort from the Belarusian to take bronze. Well, Michaela, that got the blood pumping.
Unbelievable. Super impressed with both of the, well, all of the medal winners here. Absolutely incredible.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our coverage today. We've got a busy day tomorrow. We start at 8 a.m. in the morning. And then those are your timings through the day. An hour later, Central European time. But the heavyweights to super heavyweights tomorrow. But at the moment, it's all about this man in the 94 kilo category, as Džvalas makes it gold for Lithuania here in Georgia. Fantastic competition from him across the board. Takes all 3 golds, but keep an eye on Kugaev. There's a name to watch for the future. 17 years of age, and he picks himself up 3 silver medals in his first senior outing. From me, Simon Golding, and from my co-commentator Michaela Breeze, we'll say goodbye, and we'll see you for the heavyweights and super heavyweights tomorrow. Cheerio for now, though.